All right, so before we dive any farther into our code, I want to point out something that a lot of people do that is not proper or shouldn't happen. It will work, but it is not proper code. Now I want to go back and I'm going to show you some dummy code here. So this is a website. This is what we have already written, and then this is just some stuff that I just wrote out some real quick. We have a quick menu right here. You see this code right here, an image, and then there's some paragraphs about, it's just a filler text. It's about beer, but it's just filler text. It doesn't mean anything. So when you're having code like this, everything looks fine. The code shows up fine. But the thing about it is when you look over here, it's very messy, and you kind of can't really tell where what section's what. Like you can't tell. Like I kind of spaced this out, but a lot of times you won't even see that. You'll see just like this, where everything's just on one line. Let's see, we do like that, or it'll be just like mixed inside, where you get stuff like this, where you got the P tags are kind of misaligned, or the H tags are kind of all over the place. So you really want to keep a close eye on this when you are showing other people your code. So say you're applying for a job and you're like, hey, I want to, check out my code here. And they see like this hot mess of code. It's going to be like, for me anyways, it'd be like an instant, this guy doesn't know how to do proper code. Because when other people are working with you with your code, they're going to take that extra time to just format your code. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're going through encoding. You should be aware of like sections. So like, this is a menu section, so what you should do is there's semantic text tags for it that don't actually mean anything. Like, so this header doesn't actually do anything, but it'll immediately signify that this is a header. So I'll like move this tag into this header, and then like this, say this was like just a div or a section. You could do section. And then I can put like, this is the hero section. So if I wanted to put text on top of that image, I would do that. And that would be my hero section. And then this would be another section or div. A lot of people just have just div, which they're just, divisions for your code. But section works just as well. Header, footer, you'll see. We'll be going over a lot of those later on. So I'm going to take this and cut it and then paste it inside this div. So now, like they're kind of divided up in sections, but what we want to do is you also want to make sure it's all properly tagged. And I believe there is a extension for it. Let's say Prettier right here. So Prettier will go through and format your code so it looks good. So now we'll go back, Prettier. Back to that. So you're going to see like this tab open up. So I'm going to close that. Now when you save it, it does nothing. What you need to do is you need to go to File, then Preferences, and then Settings. And then inside the search box, you type in Format on Save. So Format on Save. And then you'll see this option. You need to check it. Make sure it's checked. And then when you go back and you save, you'll see that everything is nice and neat. See how neat everything is? This is what good code looks like. Now keep in mind these things as well. So section, there's header, div, to keep each section kind of separated. And then I personally like to have a space between these, but you can go around and mess around the settings in Prettier, but it's not like, it's not going to make or break you for that. As long as it's legible enough for this. So even when things get even more nested, so say I made another UL and inside that I had hello, and then inside the next one, LI, I'm going to put another UL. Even I can't read that. And then I'll put that LI in there. So that's a double nested. You save it, and then look how neat it is. So you can immediately tell, here's a list. Inside that list, there's these items, and then there's another list inside that, and there's that. So when we go over here, you can kind of see it all listed out. All right. I just want to get that put out there just so you have nice, neat code while you're going through this. And if you're ever, showing anyone else or asking for help, people can easily grab your code and help you edit it.